So you like want people to like you or whatever. So like I wouldn't say I was being fake, but I just kind of operated in a way where um, I felt like maybe I don't want to say I was a people pleaser, but I just wasn't always like my truest self. And it's like when I would be with myself, it's like people would be like, "Oh, you're mean" or whatever like that. It's like, no, I'm not mean. I just don't want to like. I may not want to hang out with y'all. I don't want to do what y'all do, right? And so over the years, I did adopt a people pleasing mentality because I was away from family, and then because my mom passed away, and because it's easier to wear kind of like a mask. Like life will allow you to create a falsehood. Um, I'm thinking picking the word pretentious is coming to mind, but it's like life will allow you to create this image of self, uh, so that you can cope and deal with life. And I became a people pleaser, like I really did. Like, and losing my mom made it very difficult for me to want to lose people in my life. So even if I didn't necessarily agree with something or like something, I mean, when it comes to family and stuff like that, like you're not always, things are not going to be perfect. Like it's not going to be picturesque. So there are some things that you will, kind of deal with a little bit more because, you're like, damn, well, nobody's perfect, right? Um, but there were a lot of situations that I found myself in that throughout these past few years where I tried to make situations work with individuals because it was family, or I didn't want to lose that person, or I loved that person, or, just that wound showing up again from losing my mom, right? And today, like literally after I got off work this morning, it was on my way to pick up to take my daughter to school. I cried. I cried so hard because I realized how much I've lost in a sense of like people and people that I really truly dearly loved, and uh, how much those people really shaped the good parts of me and the things that I learned from them. And it hurts that they're not here. Uh, I cried hard. I really did. I cried hard. There are, being a woman for myself, being a 35-year-old woman, and I have your mom or like a mother figure is very, very difficult. It's very hard. It's even harder not having a mentor when you're on a spiritual journey. And the only people that you connect with, they're people who actually decide to open themselves up and you connect with them on social media. Like that's the world that we live in right now, you know? I'm also I like to be private, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that I don't like sharing with people anymore where I used to. And then the things that you share with people, uh take it upon themselves to use those things as daggers against you now. You know what I'm saying? As you grow, you elevate. And so people like to bring up things that you share with them out of, in confidentiality or just in conversation when you guys had a certain relationship. So, I don't like sharing things with people like I used to, So I'm very, excuse me, I'm very skip on details about my life when I talk to people nowadays. And I don't like being like that. But that's kind of like how things are right now, you know. Uh, anyways, it's just I don't even know where this came from or what my purpose was of saying this. Uh, with this particular reading that I'm doing about today being 11/11 and manifesting and all this other stuff. But I guess, the Taurus full moon is how I got here. The Taurus full moon, in that, life, it's been difficult. It has. It is these past, 10 years? Not even 10. My mom passed away in 2009. Y'all, my foot fell asleep. It feels so weird. It fell asleep. I'm trying to feel it. Like, get the feeling flowing back through it. Touching my skin feels so weird. It was so numb. That may be a metaphor for how I feel. Like, seriously. Like, my mom's it's been 13 years, and it's sad. It really is. Like, I think a lot of times in life we operate on autopilot so much because we are so desensitized to the bad things that happen that we really don't allow ourselves to be in touch with our real emotions because of the world and the shape that the world is in. So a lot of times when you see somebody in tune with their emotions or themselves, it can be offensive to people who are not, because they don't, create a safe space for themselves, or they're not allowed to do that, right? So, anyways, with that being said, yeah. I'm allowing myself to, sorry, I'm still here. My foot just keep going back to sleep. But I'm allowing myself to, like, feel. You know what I'm saying? And I do from time to time, but I think with the Taurus full moon, like, the Taurus full moon really allowed me to release a lot of things that I have been holding on to. And I really feel like more than anything, it was like a realization of me just being like, okay, boom, Kendra, like, this. Let's start dissecting these things. Because I did a video and I haven't even uploaded it yet, where I'm like, damn, bitch, maybe we do need to go to therapy. And I'm not knocking nobody who go to therapy, because, boo, that's healthy. But my spiritual journey for me is not just tarot. It's in tarot, you'll find that if you get you a good tarot reader, if you listen to a good tarot reader, like someone who is just like, I don't know, who's in alignment with where you are, you can resonate with them, you'll find how therapeutic it is to listen to someone say, you went through this and it made you feel like this. And you go, yeah, it did. And just someone being able to recognize an emotion or a feeling that you had or have experienced is so beautiful. Like, it's not about, this is your future and this is what's going to happen. These are outcomes that you could literally allow in your experience. If you decide, I'm going to allow my emotions to flow, I'm allowing myself to let this go, I'm allowing myself to see something like this, I'm allowing myself to experience it like this, I'm not going to harbor or hold on to, I'm going to surrender to the divine, I'm going to trust spirit, I'm going to, you know what I mean? It's beautiful. But people love to say, it's witchcraft. It's no, it's a very beautiful thing. And you could get tarot cards for your fucking self. You could read tarot for yourself if you wanted to. You determine what they mean. You can Google, what does the Page of Swords mean? Page of Swords is about communication. It's about being open. Page of Swords is Gemini energy, Mercury energy. Well, what does Mercury represent? Mercury represents communication. Things moving forward, right? And in actuality, it's things actually going backwards to move forward. Because Mercury actually, when Mercury's in retrograde, that's Mercury actually spinning in its axis the way that it's supposed to go. But in our minds, we see Mercury retrograde as backwards. So this is actually, okay, when Mercury is not in retrograde, it still allows you to, okay, let me reassess so that I can manifest, right? That's what this full moon did for us. This full moon allowed us to reassess so that we can manifest. It started off, these past 11 days of this month of November have been powerful. They have been so powerful. I'm sorry I'm digging in my nose, but I am super congested. I want to be able to breathe and continue talking to you guys. But it started off with the portal opening up on a 11-1. And I just read Hebrews 11:1 to you. So you already know where this is coming from, right? Let me pause this and get